Hello and welcome everyone, my name is GodfatherX9. I'm a Kayn one trick and diamond on EU West server, and today I'm gonna show you my complete Kayn guide for you guys. Um, my last Kayn guide was a couple of months ago and I made it in pre-season. I decided to make a new guide for you guys, and let's start straight away with the runes. I prepared here a couple of rune sets,
I am everywhere.
and we're just gonna start with the blue Kayn runes for Kayn. So here we have First Strike. As many people know, First Strike is probably the best rune for Kayn right now. Some would disagree with me and say they prefer their Harvest. In my opinion, First Strike is just way more superior. And the reason for that is because you get double the orb gain. I made a video about the orb gain as well, so if you guys want to check it out, I'll put it in the description box. We take First Strike for the double orb gain, for faster form. It's better for early game because you get your form way faster. Compared to Dark Harvest, you do a little bit less damage late game, but my games always go like average 20-30 minutes, so for me it just fits pretty well. We have Magical Footwear, is because you get the free 300 gold. So then we have Futures Market, allows us to spend more golds to get more items. That will allow us to get our power spike faster. Then we have Cosmic Insights, just standard. Pretty much every time you take this rune tree, you take Cosmic Insights. This rune is just pretty good. Then we go for secondary, where we have quite some options actually. My personal favorite is Domination Tree. With I used to play Sudden Impact and Relentless Hunter, but I've seen a lot of high elo Kayn players play Eyeball Collection, so I'm gonna give it a try myself actually. Um, we can also go Transcendence with Gathering Storm. I've seen some high elo game players going that rune as well. Or you can even go Presence of Mind with either if you need Tenacity really bad or Coup de Grace. But since I'm building Manamune pretty much every Blue Cane game, I prefer this rune. You can also switch it up and instead of going Relentless Hunter, you can go Ingenious Hunter, which will give you less cooldown on your active items. I'm pretty sure it includes also Manamune. I personally prefer the Relentless Hunter for the extra movement speed. It just feels really good to be around the map way faster. And then we have double AD plus armor. Some people take health nowadays instead of armor. I haven't tried it yet. I've seen Canyon actually going attack speed runes on Blue Kayn. I think it's just for jungle clearing, maybe it just feels better. I personally always play with double AD, but you can also go attack speed. So let's get over to the Dark Harvest runes now. So with Dark Harvest you want to go Sudden Impact is the best one here, Eyeball Collection, and then we can go either Relentless Hunter or Ingenious Hunter as I already explained in the previous runes. Then secondary we have quite some options actually. Again, we can either go Transcendence with Gathering Storm, we can go Presence of Mind with Coup de Grace, or we can go Magical Footwear with Cosmic Insights. It's up to you guys what you prefer. I've checked many high elo builds from Kayn and each player has basically each high elo Kayn one trick build goes different secondary runes. So just up to you what you prefer to play with. When I was playing Dark Harvest, I was playing Transcendence and Gathering Storm, or sometimes if I wouldn't build Manamune, I would go Presence of Mind and Coup de Grace.
Yes.
So now let's get over to Red Kayn. With Red Kayn, we still stay with Conqueror, we take Triumph or Presence of Mind, depends on how you prefer to play. Then we have Tenacity plus either Last Stand or some people took actually Coup de Grace as well. Then my personal playstyle is Conditioning, so we go Resolve second tree, Conditioning, just for the extra tankiness after 12 minutes, and Revitalize. I can't pronounce that word. Just for the extra healing. I've also seen people going Unflinching for the extra tenacity. I don't know. I think that's if you have tenacity runes already. I don't think you need it that much then. Um, and also you can go mercs if you really need it. If you get if they have like heavy CC. So I prefer going this, and then I go on red guy and prefer going attack speed and 80. Just feels better and better for me like that. And to armor or health. We have other options. What I've seen, You can either go Magical Footwear again into Cosmic Insight. You can go still with the older runes, Sudden Impact into Ravenous Hunter, which I think is not that great anymore, because Ravenous Hunter got quite some nerfs. Yeah, we don't have really any other options, so those are the Red Kayn runes you want to run.
I buy, they die. Simple.
I'm gonna show you guys now some builds you can run on Blue Kayn. So we start with Prowler's Claw here into either Serpent's Fang if you need it, situational item if enemy team has a lot of shieldings. You shouldn't build Serpent's Fang anymore really like every game because it got nerfed like quite some patches ago, so it's not really, the gold value is not that great anymore, so if they don't have shields you shouldn't build that. What you can do is either go Yuma's Duskblade if you really want to snowball. If they have a lot of CC you can go Edge of Night, or you can even go Axiom Arc, which I'm not a fan of this item really. Your ult has low cooldown already, so I don't really think that item is that worth, in my opinion. I always run either Serpent's Fang or Yuma's. Um, uh, Sometimes really Edge of Night if they have like really heavy CC. So let's add Yuma's Ghostblade here, and then we have Manamune. I think Manamune is a really good item. If you reset and you have extra 400 gold left, you should always get your tier as soon as possible so you can stack it up really fast. I think it's just a really good item. You can even finish it as a second item or third item, it doesn't really matter that much. As third item, what you want to go is Charlotte's Grudge. I think it's just really good item, really good value out of it. The CDR and the armor pan. Oh, obviously, almost forgot the boots. I go Ionian boots every game on Blue Kayn, except if they're full AD and we really need it, then I go play the steel camps. I never go mercs or any other boots. Last item, you can finish either with GA, which is probably my personal favorite. You can even build Death Stand. You can go Maw if they have a lot of AP. That's about to the full lethality Blue Kayn. So now after the Goredrinker changes, Goredrinker became quite viable on Blue Kayn again. I'm gonna show you a build I like to run, and I've seen high elo game players run as well. So you want to go Goredrinker as your mythic item. Then what you want to do is you want to go Manamune second item, or Serpent's Fang if needed again, if they have a lot of shieldings, into Yumus. Depends on if you're snowballing. Yeah, the order doesn't matter if you go Manamune second or third. So let's say they have a lot of shielding, so we go Serpents now, third item. Then what you want to do is you can either go Shirada's Grudge, which I think is a really good item on Kayn, which I already explained. Ionian Boots, almost forgot them as well. And then last item you can even go a Black Cleaver maybe for extra tankiness and CDR, or you can go something like a Death Stance, GA, any other situation items. So this is how the full builds with Goredrinker would look like. I almost forgot to mention that you can obviously also build Eclipse on Blue Kayn. It's also pretty viable if you like to play Blue Kayn even to a bit tankier team comps. That's also perfectly fine. What I wouldn't recommend is really Duskblade. I don't see any high elo Blue Kayn player playing it. At least I've never seen one so far. I don't think Duskblade is a bad item. I think the mythic passive of the ability haste is not really needed. Like Prowler's Claw is just so much superior into Eclipse with the lethality or armor penetration, and you have a lot of ability haste even when you build all those like the other items with your Ionian boots and Shirley's Grudge. If you're a Duskblade Kayn player, you should definitely try Prowler's Claw. Even though if the dash feels a bit weird to you, it's just a matter of getting used to it. But you should definitely give the other mythic items a try.
Just like that, and the world will be yours to destroy.
Now for Red Kayn, you want to go Red Smite pretty much every time. Sometimes you can go Blue Smite if you somehow decide to go Red Kayn into a lot of range champions. But for 1v1 against tanks or bruisers, Red Smite is the best option here. We're gonna go with Goredrinker for a mythic item. Ionian Boots feel the best on Red Kayn just for lower CDR, and which means you heal more because you can use your Q and other abilities more often. But if you really need, if they're really AD heavy, you should go plated steel caps or mercs if you get CC'd a lot. For your second item, you should go Black Cleaver pretty much, or you can even go Destance. I think Destance is a pretty good item now after they did some changes to it. So yeah, let's say we go Black Cleaver, second item, then we go Destance, and now we can either go Champunk Chainsword for anti-heal. You can also go instead, if you don't like building Executioners and you want to be more of a tank, you can go Thornmail on Kayn. Spirit Visage is really good for Kayn for the extra healing if they have a lot of AP. GA could be also an option for you on Red Kayn or any other tank item really. I don't know what to think about Xerx Gauge. I've barely seen any high elo Kayn players building it now after the changes. I've seen actually one guy building it in one game. Yeah, I have to test it more if it's viable right now. Then we have another Red Kayn build option, which is also, we started with Redside again. And a lot of high elo Kayn players like to go Eclipse as their mythic item, and then just basically build more of a damage dealer Kayn, and they build so you build Ionian boots, then you go, then you go Black Cleaver second item into a Death Stance and Shireldas into a GA. This would be more of a damage Red Kayn build. Okay, let's talk about the best Kayn forms and when to go which form. It really depends on how do you like to play Kayn. When you play Kayn, you have the luxury of basically playing two different champions and a lot of different builds. If you're a situational player who plays both forms and both builds or many builds, depending on what the enemy picks, then you should always do my personal rule is if they have 3 squishies or and there are 3 ranged champions, I always go blue for, even if the other 2 champions are 2 tanks or 2 bruisers. Another thing that I look at is if my team has an assassin and if we need an assassin. That's also real important because if they have 3 squishies but you already have a Talon Rosette mid lane and then they pick 2 heavy tanks, then you can also go Red Kayn because you already have an assassin who can kill those squishy targets. If it's not the case, then you should probably just go Blue Kayn. I play Red Kayn if they have 3, also same rule just for the tank or bruiser champions. If they have three or more tanks, bruisers, melee champs, or you can also, if they have like full melee team comp for some reason, Red Kayn could be an option as well here, because Red Kayn is really good into melee champions. So then we have Purple Kayn. It's basically you go the same. I made a video about Purple Kayn as well. I'll put the video about Purple Kayn in the description box. It's basically you go first strike runes, same as the Blue Kayn runes you usually take, and you just go whatever form you get first, and you build pretty much the same build with Goredrinker. You kind of go like a blueser build. Just the only difference is if you get red form and you decide to go red form, you also build more of a damage red Kayn. So that's also a form option here.
You wanted mercy? Not from me!
I'm gonna show you guys now the Blueside Fullclear. We're gonna start on blue buff, move on to Gromp, into Wolves, into Raptors, red buff, and Crocs. I'm gonna start with the blue buff here. We're gonna auto Q into the wall. Make sure to always Q next to walls so your Q animation gets cancelled. Just like that. For slightly faster clearing. Now we kite the blue buff towards the Gromp and smite it. So we pull the Gromp together and make sure to hit both of your Q dashes on both camps. Now we're just gonna finish the blue buff off with the Q and keep autoing the Gromp. Don't use your Q here, keep it. Now we can run off because the Gromp will die to the burning. Now we auto Q the camp. We don't auto the small ones, we only auto the big wolf. Because we just kill the small wolves with 2 Qs just like that. Now we keep kiting the wolf back to the raptor camp. We wait for our E here. And as soon as we get it, we auto and then Q the camp. Auto the big raptor 2 times. One more time and Q through. Now we're gonna go towards our red buff. auto it twice into Q into the wall, kite the red buff to the wall, and then we Q again. Now we kite it into the grass, and we Q into the wall just like that. And now we go towards our Crocs, auto Q it, and finish our camp off right here. Don't use our smite. We have another, so we have another smite charge for the scuttle, which is gonna spawn soon. And we are done now.
There are 1,000 ways to kill you in this moment. I'm planning the right one.
Let's go over to the red side start clear. So now we're gonna do red buff, Crocs, Raptors, Wolves, blue buff into Grump. We're gonna start off right here with the red buff. Same principle again. Q into walls all the time, just like that. And we kite the red buff a little bit down to the bush. And Q into the wall just like that. And now we level up our E, auto Q the Crocs, and keep kiting them. We had some weird lag here. Don't be scared if you get too low here. You don't need to use your smite. You can smite it if you want, but this type of clear you don't smite. Also, didn't buy any potions, so you can trust me, you really don't die here. Now you kite them a little bit out. They were about to reset, was really close actually. Now we go over the wall, right towards our raptors. Q them, auto the big raptor twice. Our Q still on cooldown, so we can auto actually 2 more times and then dash through. Now we're gonna walk towards our wolf camp. And now when you approach, you insta smite it, auto, Q, 1, 2, 3, another auto. And auto the blue buff. The wolves are now at you, and then you Q through. And you pull the blue buff towards the grump, auto the grump once, pull them both together. Make sure to hit both Qs, both dashes on those two camps. Now you just do them at the same time. You don't need to use your smite here, even if you get really low, it's fine. You can save your smite charge here. Unless you know enemy jungler is at the other crop right now, then you can smite it for more health. But you should keep your smite here if you want to fight for the sky. We also have other pathing options as Kayn, so those were the 2 full clears. If you can, you should full clear as Kayn, but that's not always possible because you could get either invaded by strong early game junglers who want to invade, or you have to adapt and maybe gank a lane. So yeah, you should full clear when you can if you play against AFK farm junglers, if you play against Olaf or Evelyn or Diana. You should match their full clear because your full clear is pretty fast. If you play against champions like Graves, Rengar, maybe even Kha'Zix, you should. There's other clear options you could do. Usually, if you feel like you're going to get invaded or the other part of your jungle is going to get invaded, you should drop a ward on your blue and then just either recall, if recall and swap to sweeper, or you drop it really late and then walk to your red buff and start there, so you get information if your camps are getting invaded. You can also start at Raptors. You can do Raptors, red buff into Croc clear, or Raptors, Crocs into red buff, and then go into your top side. If you want to invade, you can either start blue buff and go to your to enemy raptors if you know enemy starting blue buff. You can start enemy raptors into their red buff and then just clear down. Just many options really, depending on what you're playing against. But those were the 2 full clears I just showed you guys. I hope you liked them. I know they could be slightly a bit better, especially the red buff one. Like an hour in the practice, so I usually don't practice those clears myself. But yeah, I hope I could guys help you and give you some idea how to clear on Kayn. So this was my full complete 2022 Kayn guide. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like. If you have any suggestions, recommendations, or any questions, make sure to put it in the comments. I'll answer every question or every comment. If you guys want to see more content, make sure to subscribe and support me. I'm uploading 2 videos per week. I'll see you little inflated bastards in the next video. Peace out.